Hello and welcome to Not Gambling Advice, the baseball betting show on the Just Baseball Network. How is everybody doing today? It is Tuesday, June 13th, and my job is to deliver you some MLB winners. In today's episode, I'm going to go over my picks, but first we're going to do a recap of that agonizing pain that we all had to go through yesterday. We're going to do a Prize Picks 6-piece because we got a lot of people coming on stream today to give out specific entries. So we're going to craft one together. And also, that's why it's a good time to use promo code JustBaseball if you have yet to sign up for Prize Picks yet, because today they are giving out a free entry, a 6-piece. So the downside is we lose no money no matter what. So might as well try and lock in and get ourselves a winning 6-piece. We got the model all queued up. We're going to do some home run talk. And at the end, of course, for most of the show, we're going to welcome on all of our talented MLB handicappers. Also, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We only have 5 people coming on today, and we got a bunch of different times when they can come on. So potentially, if we're in a little bit of a rut, maybe if you got to play, we'll drop the StreamYard link in there. So prepare your plays if we're able to get to you guys. But the talk of the town. Producer Cohen, can you flash what happened yesterday? So yeah, technically I made money. Technically. Because I got it at 9, the Reds team total lost, and the Prize Picks entry hit. But I have to be honest, it felt like the most fraudulent push of all time. That was the most agonizing game to watch, I think, all season. Does anyone remember a bet that was more agonizing than that? And the reason I say that is because it felt like we were going to lose the under the entire game. I mean, Luke Weaver, I knew you weren't very good, but that was a travesty of a performance. You got bailed out every second of the game. Greinke did exactly what I thought. And you guys know I hate this, right? You guys know I hate this. When I cap a game and it's like, I think Greinke is going to shove and I think Luke Weaver is going to be the problem, and I don't take Royals first 5, I take the full game under. And it gets to 3-3. We're right in the thick of it. We're good. All we need, and I'm even texting our guy Colby, I'm like, I have a feeling Buck Farmer's coming in the 9th in his second inning of work. The Royals are going to walk it off. All we need is to hold the Reds here in the top of the 9th. What happens? Did you guys see the play? Did you see the play? Did you see the left fielder, Blanco, just dog it? Could have caught that ball. Bobby Witt Jr. bounced on the line. I thought it was foul. For a double. Kevin Newman, weak sac fly. Scored a run. Salvi ties it. Bottom of the 9th. 2 outs. Luckily, we got a push if you got 9. But I know at the time of the recording, it was at 8.5. You guys know me. I love winning my bets, obviously. But where I grow happiness from is knowing that you guys all cashed. That is just the bottom line. Like, yeah, I throw a good amount of money on these plays, and it's nice to win, right? But I built my bankroll to a level where, if I lose a bet, it doesn't really put much of a dent in it. The big thing that hurts is knowing that all the good people out there ended up losing. What are we going to do? We going to dwell on it? No. Yesterday's bet did something. Yesterday's bet separated the people who are hanging in for the long run. They know it's a long season versus the people who are only in it for a quick buck. I don't want the people that were only in it for a quick buck. We're going to win today. I got 2 picks. We're going to craft a Prize Picks entry. We're going to welcome on a bunch of different cappers who have a bunch of other plays that we can cash in on. All right? Let me see some bangs. I need to see the energy here, Producer Cohen. Yeah, basically what he's saying, he's making a joke from that other stream, which I made fun of. Some dude came on and was like, I'd rather go 0-2 than 1-1. I was like, that's the most moronic thing I've ever heard. You'd rather lose than push? I mean, that's idiotic. It's idiotic. And yeah, some dude on Surgical Stream pitch Rays plus 1.5. That's got to hit, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know we're fired up because we know that it was just one pick. It was agonizing, but it was only one pick. We got 2 more today. Let's make back some coin, all right? Let's get into our first play. You know what I want to start with? I want to start in Colorado and Boston at 7:10 p.m. Eastern. The pitching matchup is Chase Anderson versus Cutter Crawford. But before we do, Producer Cohen, can you flash the leaderboard for me real quick? So, as you can see, Gino is on my tail, right? Gino has been unbelievable. He's coming on today with 5 different plays. I don't want to ruin his main pick, but it shocked me. It shocked me. So you're going to hear it when he comes on later. But let me talk about this play today. Yesterday's under was sharp. I should have been on it. Knowing Colorado's coming off Coors Field, James Paxton, Rockies candidate lefties, Sunday Night Baseball. I almost saw 2 different systems clashing. Rockies coming off Coors, Sunday Night Baseball. I was like, all right, I don't want to touch it. Should have been on that under. That's a typical play you'll see me on. I messed up there by not being on it. And then I looked into this one today, and they keep pricing in this total at the same price, basically, and it's moved down a touch. The line opened at 10, and I went to do some research on it because it just felt too high for me. But when I finished and I liked the under, it dropped to 9.5, right? We got the worst of the number, but it feels like it should be closer to 8.5 or 9. Let me explain. These offenses just aren't that good. Before even looking at the pitching matchup, we have a Red Sox offense going through massive struggles and a Rockies offense that has struggled mightily on the road and hasn't even been hitting at home. The Rockies are still without Chris Bryant, still without CJ Cron, and now they're without Charlie Blackmon. And on the pitching side for the Red Sox, Cutter Crawford's peripherals are very intriguing for a nerd like me. He's rocking a 2.87 expected ERA and a 3.48 SIERA, both better than his 3.68 ERA. He's been elite at both getting players to chase outside the zone while limiting the walks. This has led to the highest strikeout rate of his career, cutting his walk rate in half. His 107 stuff plus and 109 pitching plus are also above average. He's thrown in 3 inning spurts in his last 2 outings, but he should have a longer leash today because I think he's proving that he's a solid starter for the Boston Red Sox. Now, Chase Anderson's kind of the opposite. He enjoyed a fantastic start to the season, pitching to a 2.25 ERA. But his xERA is at 4.13 and his SIERA is at 4.85. It's largely due to his extremely low strikeout rate because he's been elite at limiting hard contact and free passes. But it's also on the backs of a 96.3% left on base percentage. So basically, hitters are getting on, but they're not scoring against Chase Anderson, which is absolutely unsustainable, right? I'm not here to tell you, kind of like Luke Weaver yesterday, I'm not here to tell you that he's going to dominate today, but he is going up against a Red Sox offense that, and I'm sure Red Sox fans could level with me here, they are not hitting with runners in scoring position. So I fail to see the way that Chase Anderson is somehow going to regress, and it's all going to happen today on the backs of a team that cannot hit with runners in scoring position. Now, following Cutter Crawford is going to be Chris Martin, one of the better bullpen arms in baseball to this point. They also have Justin Garza and Brennan Bernardino available, who are all rocking ERAs under 2.80. If we have a save situation, we should see Kenley Jansen, even though he's thrown 20 pitches in the past 2 days. If we see Corey Kluber, maybe live bet the over. I really hope we don't see him, but technically he could pitch today, which could end up being our undoing. And you guys know there's always that one guy who you never really know. Corey Kluber could throw a wrench in this entire thing. But he's facing the Rockies at the same point. I'll talk about it in a second. But Anderson also has some fantastic experience against the Red Sox current roster. Through 58 plate appearances, opponents have a 247 xWOBA, a 179 expected batting average, and a 279 expected slug. It's extremely low quality of contact against a pitcher who's already been elite in that area all season. The Red Sox are also amid a power struggle, only ahead of the Guardians, the Pirates, and the A's in home runs over the last 30 days. And not only does the Rockies bullpen play up outside of Coors Field, they also have some solid arms that should be available. We should see Justin Lawrence, who didn't pitch yesterday. Neither did Jake Bird. Both solid options. I've talked about them before. Brad Hand is available. Good option. Peter Lambert is probably going to pitch. Now, Lambert's the one that's scary, right? We got Corey Kluber, the scary one on the Red Sox, and we got Peter Lambert, the scary one on the Rockies. The good thing about Lambert is exceptional on the road, horrible at Coors Field. 6.35 ERA in total this season, 3.52 ERA on the road, 7 ERA at home. They can all limit damage against this slow Red Sox offense. Now, in the last 30 days, the Rockies have a 97 WRC plus against righties. Red Sox are at 83. They're both in the bottom 10 in Major League Baseball. On the road, in that exact span that I was talking about, last 30 days, Rockies WRC plus is 84. I mean, these are two well below average offenses, and Fenway Park is one of the better hitters' parks, but we have 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing straight in. I also bet this last night after the rain delay, or basically once it hit the rain delay, and I texted Colby, and I was like, the game ended late. Colorado Rockies, I keep saying Coors, the Coors Rockies, they're coming off that series of Coors, so the bats are already slow. You get the Red Sox coming off Sunday Night Baseball, so their bats are slow. I think they stay slow today, which gives me confidence that the offenses are just not going to show up. It's just too damn high, the total. Average starting pitching, slightly above average bullpen arms. I'm going under. And the model also likes this one at 8.5. Can anyone in chat confirm what the total is right now? Oh, Alec 0706 just subbed with Prime. 2 months. Let's go, Alec. You freaking stud. Thank you, my friend. Daniel Bard could sell this under if he shows up. I don't think he's going to be available today. He's pitched a lot in the past couple of days. But can anyone give me an update? I could just go to BetMGM and look at it. We got any line movement on our side. I'm on Peter Apple over 3.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and soft toss. That is a free over. I am a rocket ship. Right, Cohen? Producer Cohen's on my softball team. Aren't I a rocket ship? The best ever. No, I'm just tooting my own horn here. Let's see. Let's check any line movement. Let's see what it's at on BetMGM. We got under 9 at plus 100. Obviously, I'd prefer 9.5. I think a unit on just 9 is fine. 9 juice the over, not a 9, but 9 even odds at minus 110. Okay. I mean, we got good line movement. I got it at 10 last night when you sent it in Dub Club. We love to see that, right? Because I'm using BetMGM lines, of course. Sometimes you could see it at different books. I know it opened at 10 and then crashed down, so maybe some books were slow enough to adjust. But, I mean, 9.5 at minus 105. I mean, yesterday, right? Opened at 9 for Reds Royals, moved down to 8. Shit didn't hit. Does line movement matter? I mean, you want to see line movement on your side, right, people? Right? Oh, God. Oh, gosh. Right? All right, let's get into the second pick. We are going to go to San Diego. And this one is later in the day. I think it's at 9:40 p.m. Eastern. I messed it up on the article, but it's Tanner Bybee against Joe Musgrove. So I originally really wanted to tail Joe Musgrove in some sense, and then I saw Tanner Bybee on the other side. I'm like, shit, I kind of like his matchup too. So this is where I came to. Joe Musgrove is so due for one of those classic ace outings. And then conversely, Tanner Bybee is one of my favorite young pitchers in the league, and we have 2 completely rested bullpens. You factor in bad hitting conditions, we have a sneaky under. So Joe Musgrove has had a weird season. He started horribly, largely due in part from injury, then played in a Mexico series where they were basically playing on the moon. And he faced the Dodgers then on back-to-back starts, then caught the Red Sox on a hot streak. He finally found some easier matchups and has thrown 17 innings while allowing 3 earned runs in his last 3 starts. So Musgrove is sitting with a 3.12 expected ERA and a 4.07 Sierra. But with context, he's gotten a horrible draw to start the year. With all these rough matchups, he's rocking the lowest hard hit rate of his career while still getting hitters to chase at an elite rate. He also has excellent command, sitting with an above-average walk rate. He's a very good pitcher who's just starting to roll, and I absolutely love his matchup today. So Tanner Bybee is also just one of the best young starters out. He's rocking a 3.05 ERA, 3.43 expected ERA, and a 4.07 Sierra. He's going to have a matchup against the Padres today where I just have no confidence in their offense. They're in their clear worst split, sitting with the 3rd lowest OPS against righties over this season. And in the last 30 days, the offenses have started to get going a little bit, right? They're still slightly below average. The Padres are at 93 WRC plus, Guardians at 101. But over the entire season, these are both bottom 7 offenses against right-handed pitching. They've been around league average the past 2 weeks, both sitting around 100. But they aren't facing average pitching today. And you know what's funny? It's like these offenses are starting to heat up to average levels. Like they're not getting so good where I'm like, oh, wow, look at they're finally starting to settle in. They've heated up to average. Both bullpens are ready to go. The Guardians have one of the best in the business, and only a few of them through Saturday. When they're all well rested, it just doesn't get much better than them. And conversely, we have a rested Padres bullpen. Blake Snell gave them plenty of length on Sunday, so everybody is ready to fire away. By bullpen ERA, Guardians rank 2nd, Padres rank 5th. We also have bad hitting conditions. That marine layer, we all know good and well. Petco Park is calling for 10 miles an hour of wind blowing in, add in high humidity, and we should see some thick air that'll be challenging to hit the ball through. This has all the makings of a low-scoring pitcher's duel, and the model has this game capped at 7, so we get a free half run of value, I think, at a very good price. All right, so those are the 2 picks. I'm taking the Guardians versus the Padres under 7.5, and I'm taking the Rockies versus the Red Sox under 9.5. Any thoughts on these, ladies and gentlemen? Love this play. What happened with Karinchak? Yeah, I got sent down. He's got the Guardians came out and they basically said that, I mean, it's good. I don't want him in the game. Basically that, I don't know if you guys have seen him lately. He's been walking the world. And I think I made a point earlier in streams like back in April. And I was like, hey, this is a guy who consistently would walk to the edge of the mound, toss the rosin bag, go in here, get that sweat and rosin before every single pitch. With the pitch clock, he isn't able to do that, and he doesn't look to have that same tack on his hands that he can consistently go to, and his command just got away from him, and also he's been not dealing really well with the run game. So there's a couple different factors there that he's just going to go work on, but it's not a sneaky under. It's going to be a boring, normal Padres home game. You might not be wrong. You might not be wrong. But I think people look at the Padres and they assume offense, right? And they never truly get it. I think it's going to happen again today. Need playoff Musgrove from last year today. He was fun to watch against the Dodgers in the playoffs. I think he's here. And it's just a matter of, does he allow 1 run or 2? I really do think he dominates today. No prize picks entry for me today in terms of 2 individual squares that I'm pushing. But of course, we're going to do a community entry. Producer Cohen, is it time to get into the model? Park Factors, game simulations, and a matchup machine in order to give you guys the math plays, right? We're just talking math here, just projections, right? It's in order to give us a lean on a particular side. If the baseball brain backs it up, we bet it. All right, let's go into the first game. So this one is the one I'm talking about, right? We got over 9.5, under 9.5. They think it should be closer to plus 151. We're getting it at minus 105. As you can see, they think the game should be much closer to 8.5, which I find kind of interesting. Yeah, I just don't see how these 2 offenses really get going, right? It's basically thinking the Red Sox do most of the damage today, which is good because then we can't get screwed by a bottom of the 9th home run by Salvador Perez or maybe Rafael Devers in this case. But if we get a 5-3 game, even 5-4, we're in the money, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a really high total, right? I'm not here to tell you, with totals at 9.5 when I take an under, I'm not here to tell you why Chase Anderson is going to, throw a shutout or Cutter Crawford's going to throw a shutout. Like we need to be 3-2 by the 5th. And I feel good about this bet, right? We got a lot of room to work with. But what I will say is, if you could flash that again, Producer Cohen, look at the Red Sox projection. Look at the Red Sox projection. I mean, holy shit. And that's why I'm saying Gino's going to come on and he's going to give his picks. And he's got a freaking big old play on the Red Sox. You're going to hear him talk. I mean, I don't know if you guys are watching the surgical stream. Shout out Trent. Someone took Rays plus 1.5 at minus 470. You want a safe lay piece. It might just be the Sox. Might just be the Sox today. Are the Padres favorites because of on-paper matchup? I really like vibing the Guardians offense seating up. That's not saying a lot, but it is against Padres offense. I saw the same thing, and the way I thought about it is, I think Joe Musgrove throws a gem. Like one of those classic, holy shit, look at playoff Joe go. One of those type of games. I was thinking about just taking his fantasy score. I was thinking about taking a bunch of different things, but the problem is, I think Bybee shoves too. So I'm like, is he going to get a win? Are the Padres going to blow it up? But I think it is due to the fact that I think Joe Musgrove throws an absolute gem because I don't see it being on the Padres offense crushing, right? I don't see it being the Padres offense that crushes Tanner Bybee. He's too good. I mean, if they do, I mean, anything could happen. It's a baseball game. I just don't see it. Peter's basically saying Musgrove, Bybee, overcase, bookie, bankruptcy, Mega Max. Yeah, sell your grandma. Put it on that one. All right, let's go to the second game on the model. Yeah. Let's show the Padres game. So as you can tell, under 7.5. I think it should be plus 118. Not one of those games that's showing like a ton of value on the model. Basically, they think it's going to end up on 7. They got it at a 4-3 game. I think they're giving a little bit too much credit to the Guardians offense in this one. But again, it's still like not a play that the model is obsessed with. But at the same time, I think it's too damn low. I think it's too damn high. And it's still showing value at 7.5, right? Because what it says is total runs implied over. So it's not saying that like basically it should be minus 118 across the board. It's basically saying what they think is that to hit 8 runs, it should be plus 118. I think it goes under. Am I the only one who isn't on the Spencer Strider comeback game? He hasn't been able to locate his fastball like he needs to when he's a 2-pitch pitcher. I know it's the Tigers, but they are still professional baseball players. Couldn't agree with you more. And if not, just blame mid-major. Facts. I couldn't agree with you more. It's very Braves bounce back. No way they lose to the Tigers. Spencer Strider's K-prop is at 9. He could strike out like 70 guys today. That's the thing. That's the one thing that could hit with Strider. Do I think the Braves win? Probably. But again, I said yesterday, right? Everyone wanted to take the Rays on the run line, Braves on the run line. And I said, shit, this game ain't that easy. If it was, we'd all be on an island, right? We'd all be on an island, right? My plays don't always hit. But I think we got a better shot than just taking those big old favorites and taking a minus 1.5. Are you with me, people? Like, I'm very particular, right? I've given out 2 run lines this entire season. I'm 2-0. I don't just do it, right? I do it when I'm like, this is a blowout. Those ones, you just take the better team on a bounce back. Like, that ain't the way to bet. I'm sorry, it just ain't. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, fuck this game. Respectfully. Yeah, sure. Models showing crazy amount of value, sure. If this goes under, I'm going to throw something at my television. If this is dead ass a 4-3 game, I will die. I will throw up. Yesterday, Greinke was minus 161 according to the model. I think this model's broken for Royals Reds. I think it's broken. There is no way Jordan Lyles has a masterclass. He probably will. Damn it. No way. No way. Staying far away from this game. I swear to you, ladies and gentlemen, I pulled up the model when I was capping last night, and I audibly laughed. I was like, you are not dragging me down this hellscape anymore, model. You've been great to me all year. You've been great to me over the past couple of years. You are dragging me into a hole that I cannot escape. All right, moving on. This game's kind of interesting, right? Thinks the total is pretty spot on. But thinks it's kind of even across the board. And remember, the reason why we're bringing these up, did I miss the Yankees versus Mets matchup? We can just move straight to it because I don't have much on this game. Just wanted to show you guys value on the Yanks today. In what world should Max Scherzer be a minus 160 favorite against anybody at this point with the Mets? It's not even about Scherzer. It's about Scherzer has been pitching better until he got crushed by the Braves. We hit that over. Let's not forget. Producer Cohen, you're going to the Yankees-Mets game today. You like, get on screen for us real quick. Any thoughts?
Woo!
We got an 0-1 Producer Cohen, due for a bounce back.
Big time.
Due for a bounce back.
Yeah, why not the Mets today, Pete?
Because look at the model. Severino has not looked his best, but there's no doubt value on the Yankees. But this thing is, like, I am the worst Yankee bettor on planet Earth.
Just wait for Luis Guillorme to hit an RBI single up the middle. It'll be 1-0 Mets.
1-0 Mets, and then it's over.
GG's.
The under could be a decent play here. I don't love it, though. I really don't. I know it's showing a little bit more value than that, than the Guardians versus Padres. I do not like it. I don't like this game at all. But I would lean towards the Yankees on the money line. W Producer Cohen giving picks now. Auto tail. The only problem is Sums Light. He's given out 1 pick this year. He took the under 8.5 in Mets Braves, and it ended with 23 runs. It was 13-10. Oh no! Hey, if you're gonna lose a bet, like, honestly, there's sometimes like I'd rather lose that 13-10 under than what we had to go through last
No,
night.
if you're gonna lose a bet, like lose it correctly
Yeah, like
by getting spanked on it.
I had to stay up until midnight watching that travesty unfold.
Yeah, well,
Well,
that's why we're just not gonna touch this game at all.
Yeah, I have no idea why the Mets would be minus 160 against anyone. I agree. I mean, I'd be on the Yanks for that value purpose. But again, don't trust me with the Yankees. Alvarez homer, that's probably a good bet. Let's break into some home runs. Let's see who's on the board today. Of this, I don't mind Jock Peterson against Flaherty. I don't mind that at all. Who else do I like? Oh, also, when we do our community entry, Chris Bassett is the taco. We're taking his under 5 strikeouts. That's just leg 1. I don't even want to look into it. But Chris Bassett is the taco. We're taking the under 5. We're taking the under 5. That's the first leg of the Prize Picks entry. Just want to get that out of the way. Yankees can't hit even if you were pitching Peter. You know what? Based on how well I did in my slow pitch softball game, I think you might be right. Who else do I like here? Like I said, I like Peterson. I think DeYoung is interesting. Outside of that, not a big fan of these lower guys. Let's move into the top. All right, so we got this top of the leaderboard. It's just more Dodgers. They think they're just going to mollywop Lance Lynn, which makes sense. What did Peter say about the Bassett taco? We're taking under 5Ks as the first leg of the community entry. That's already locked in. I mean, I haven't officially locked it in, but we're locking it in. Who do we like on this? If I had to choose, who do I like? I kind of like Schwarber against Davies. Could definitely see that. June Schwarb. Jack Sawinski against Tyone. You don't see Sawinski this high. Let me look at his odds real quick. Let me look at Jack Sawinski's odds real quick. Let's see if that could be an interesting banger alert. Prize Picks. We got juice towards the over in the game. Player props. Jack Sawinski is plus 310. They always find a way to get us, ladies and gentlemen. Plus 310? We're not even getting value on this one, even though he's 4th up on the home run odds. Jack Sawinski is sneaky, ladies and gentlemen. Do not sleep on Jack Sawinski. There's no way Giancarlo Stanton's hitting a home run. Maybe. Would be sick. Hopefully I eat my words on that one. Mid-major's having a little bit of trouble getting in, so we'll get into him in a minute. But Gorman is interesting, but I think Sawinski is that sneaky one there. There's a reason I think his line is so low. Take a good, strong look at Jack Sawinski. Trout homer. Yeah, he's up there, but he's kind of always up there. So Slate seems like it could be sneaky good. Hazy Sammy, I couldn't agree with you more, my friend. Couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, while we wait, let's do a quick update on the season-long entry for the people. Let's go one by one. Vladdy, X stats are looking fancy. And by fancy, I mean really, really good, right? Super high X WOBA, quality of contacts elite. I have no doubt in my mind that as long as he stays healthy, we're going to go over 163.5. Eloy, I mean, I hope he comes back healthy, but that was part of the cap, right? That Eloy just can't stay on the field. 29.5, that's too many home runs. Clayton Kershaw, you need to relax. But again, a part of the cap is, I think they're going to limit his innings down the line. He's already getting up there a little bit. Dodgers do this every year. But we undoubtedly need him to chill the hell out. I mean, he's going vintage best pitcher ever mode right now. Yordan, we wish him a speedy recovery. I mean, we never root for injuries, but again, it was part of the cap, ladies and gentlemen. Is he going to play the entire season and set his home run record? I thought he wouldn't. It's a part of it. Semien, another just absolute stud missile. I love you, Marcus Semien. That was like, I don't want to jinx myself, but I mean, and Shohei Ohtani. The Angels are doing something that I put in the cap. When I capped this, I was like, they're going to put Ohtani in positions to succeed. They're going to rest him a little bit more. They don't want his arm falling off. So I think he's going to go under. I think all we got to do is make sure that the Dodgers send Clayton Kershaw on a paid vacation. Maybe him and I can go on a cruise together. Peter and Jordan, if he dies, he dies. No. That's kind of funny, but no. Peter, my girlfriend, told me that she wasn't talking to me the rest of the day if I place a wager today. So I opened up my sports book and took Marlins Mariners under 7. Budman 314. Women are here and there. With the books, they'll never leave us. They'll never leave us. Pete, what side do you lean on in the Jays game? I kind of lean Orioles plus 1.5. Just now, I didn't really have a lean on it, but now that Chris Bassett is the taco, yeah, give me the Orioles. Let's see what happened with mid-major. Let's see. You good to go. Amen, brother. Jock is in Trent's no home run lay. Yeah, that shit ain't hitting. Respectfully. I do love the no home run lay, though. I think it's great. Yeah, any other questions? Any other games on the model that we can touch on? The model's obsessed with the Jays today. That doesn't scare you? No, not really. Because I think it's more on Jays bats getting to Dean Kramer. Yeah, what games on the model were showing some good value? Let's see. Any games that you guys want to touch on from the model? My girlfriend told me once gambling or me. I mean, you got to shoot her straight. You like Hunter Brown K's? I've heard Hunter Brown K's. Oh, mid-major said my connection is messing up trying to fix. He'll be on here in a second. I could also call him. Want me to call you? Phillies have the biggest run projection of the day. Yeah, the model hates Zach Davies. I think the model thinks Zach Davies is the worst pitcher alive. Every single game against Zach Davies, they've called for the over, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it goes like under every single time. Because the model has its biases, right? Like the thing about model betting is like they'll throw you a lot of similar projections every time. Like let's go over Zach Davies, right? Yeah, let's get it up right now. So, for example, they thought the game against the Washington Nationals, they had the Nationals as favorites, and they loved the over. What happened? Zach Davies threw 6 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. They loved the over against Colorado. They thought Zach Davies was going to get destroyed. What did he do? 5 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs. They loved the over against the Boston Red Sox. That game ended 2-1. Didn't even pitch that well. But I can't. I almost have to ban Zach Davies starts because I don't know what he's going to do, right? And the Phillies are not a team that match up well against Davies because what Davies wants to do is get you out of your rhythm. And the Phillies, if we know anything about them, they'll get out of their rhythm real quick. And I also find it interesting, though, that the model doesn't love this over. The model doesn't love the over. It likes it, right? It's at 9. It has 9.5 at -100. It doesn't love it. Like, I think it's giving the Phillies way too much credit. Way too much credit. Yeah, Budman wants some insight on that Marlins game. Let's go over that. Let's see. Yeah, mid-major wants me to call him. Here, we'll call mid-major and we'll get his plays on. Sorry? We got mid-major on the phone.
What's up, handsome?
Lid-lager, how are you?
I'm doing well. I've been better, but how are you guys doing?
We're doing our best, right? All we're trying to do is just give the people some winners. Talk about the Lid-lager experience and how yesterday's bets went, and then just get straight into yours because there might be a little bit of feedback in between like me talking to you on the phone. So I'm just going to let you have the floor. So break into yesterday's picks, how they went for you, and then I get into today's picks.
Sounds good. Yesterday I played a pretty square as balls prize pick entry, and it absolutely wiped the floor with dog shit with that. Tyler Anderson soared over his strikeouts, but he also soared over his allowed earned runs. He had about 5 earned runs allowed and 5 strikeouts. That was a piss wager. Luzardo was absolutely square on the table, just trap. And I bit the cheese, boys. I took that cheese and I ran with it, and they absolutely got me by the tail. Very poor wager. Dane Dunning sucks. He no strikeouts. Anyways, moving to today. But yesterday I had my 2 plays. They won. The first 5 under in the Royals game. I am glad that Luke Weaver was pulled when he got pulled, and I'm glad as we both referenced, or you saw specifically, Alex Young came in the game to shut down the Royals when he did. Very glad that happened. First 5 under hit, as you alluded to, the under was so popular in the game at 8.5, it hit the 9 exactly. So you pushed your play, unfortunately, late. Coming to the play, lost. Part of the game, boys and girls. It was the right play. Just it's one of those things that happens. And then Bobby Miller. I mean, props to all the definitely Javon and all the Mariners readers for their money line.
Bryce Miller.
I thought Bryce Miller would pitch well, and the pitching staff would pitch well. But the Mariners, the Marlins actually came back down to earth last night against an absolutely electric fastball in Bryce Miller. So did well yesterday. Hoping to do the same today with only one play, and that is backing Pablo Lopez and the Twins pitching staff against the Brewers offense. The Brewers offense is definitely.
Wait a minute. 3.3 unit bomb from Lid Lager.
I mean, is that what it says, or is that what it says, Peter? What are you questioning here?
I'm not questioning shit. It's just a huge wager. I'm excited to hear about it.
Dude, I've won 4 units in the past 2 days, so I'm going to wager 3 of them. Why the fuck not, Peter? And this is gambling. This is why we're here, right? I'm here not to gamble. I'm here not to give any type of gambling advice. That's why we're here.
I couldn't agree with you more. But let's get into the 3 unit bomb because I'm so excited to hear this pitch.
Absolutely. So I do think Pablo Lopez's biggest issue this year has been his walks and his control issues. And that's really come against left-handed hitters. The Brewers don't really have any patient left-handed bats. They have Rowdy Tellez, they have Christian Yelich, sure, but in the bottom, they only on a daily basis at most supply about 3 left-handed bats. I'm not scared of them. I think Pablo Lopez absolutely deals today. If we go on the fabulous app that is Prize Picks, Peter, if you want to pull that up, by chance, do you want to tell me Corbin Burns' fantasy score and Pablo Lopez's fantasy score?
Yeah, give me a second.
Take your time, brother.
Okay, we go on Prize Picks. We go to Pitcher Fantasy. And we got Corbin Burns at 37.5 with Pablo Lopez at 38.5.
And it's 1 point difference, sure. But the interesting thing is that Corbin Burns, the Brewers actually opened a favorite, Peter. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, I was. And I saw the line flip.
Yeah, so that's very interesting to me. But also what I find interesting more than the line flip is Prize Picks has the fucking nuts as an underdog to put Pablo Lopez as a point higher after Corbin Burns just went 8 1-run inning or 1 earned run outing against, I think, a 9 strikeout outing against the Baltimore Orioles. I know Pablo Lopez just dealt, but how are you going to open up Pablo Lopez with a 4.5 ERA at home with a higher fantasy score than Corbin Burns, who just dealt against the Baltimore Orioles? That's really interesting to me, Peter. Anyways, outside of Pablo Lopez, who I absolutely think deals today. Also, Peter, what I found interesting, they're both at 17.5 pitching outs on BetMGM. Do you want to do me a favor? Look at the pitches thrown category, which is a very odd category, of course, of Prize Picks. Not many people utilize that as a tool, but I like to. But go ahead and tell me the difference there.
Pitches thrown.
Yeah.
We have Corbin Burns at 96.5 and Pablo Lopez at 92.5.
So for you, how do you read that?
I mean, personally for me, I don't know how you cap using that. I don't think it matters. But again, I don't use that. So explain to me what you use.
So in my head, what I've seen and, just past recordings of just pitches thrown and all those odd categories, Pablo Lopez usually is around 95 to 97, 96 usually. But usually his pitching outs on BetMGM aren't juiced as minus 200 to over 17.5. So what's telling me is he has his highest pitching outs line of the season, of it with a very high juice to the over, with a lower pitches thrown category. So I think it's telling me, at least from this line read, is he doesn't have that control issue that he has against left-handed bats, and he pitches absolutely amazing today. I think that changeup absolutely eats up the right-handed batters of the Brewers lineup. He's gonna throw a shit ton of changeups. They're gonna top over it, get a fuck ton of ground ball outs, and I think he absolutely deals tonight. Outside of that, what I know you love in this Twins roster is Griffin Jacks, the 3-headed monster, Griffin Jacks, Brock Stewart. I mean, who would think we're talking about Brock Stewart this year? But Brock Stewart and Joan Duran, all three are right-handed pitchers. I love their matchup today against this Brewers lineup that's just been struggling. They just got swept by the A's, so maybe I'm buying, maybe I'm selling low on the Brewers, but I'm a big fan of this matchup today, and the Brewers bats not to do shit against the Twins today. I don't think Corbin Burns gets blown up, but what I do feel in my plums to throw 3.3 units on is that the Brewers don't hit well today.
Hey, I got nothing for you. I mean, I've heard a lot of Twins love today, but from smart people, right? I know it's the squad ride for Javon and Krabs.
Yeah.
You're on the Brewers team total under. I guess when I was looking at this game, I thought Corbin Burns would pitch really well, but you don't care. Like you're not taking the. So I like this angle better. My only worry is Pablo Lopez has just had real troubles at home. But the thing is, he could just fix that today, right? These are early stats. So,
Yeah. So I looked into it. He does have, 4.3, 4.5 ERA. He had his issues, but a lot of those, I think, 7 to 9 of those earned runs are in 2 starts. Outside of that, he's pitching to a 3.0 ERA at home. So, yeah, and the bigger sample size, it comes out to a below average pitcher, or maybe an average pitcher at best at 4.3. But I'm willing to risk that he found some stuff last start when he dealt, and I think he brings it home in his home start today, especially after they were up, I think, 6-2. They were up on the Blue Jays a decent amount the last game, and they threw some of their worst bullpen arms out there. They blew it. I mean, I think it was Giovanni Moran who allowed a 3-run home run. So I think they want this game bad, and I think they're the best arms in the action today who haven't seen a lot of action since last Thursday. They're all healthy and rested.
hey, man, I hope you win this. I mean, this would be absolutely electric. A 3-unit bomb on the Brewers team total under. And we got Ollie and Tomas now in queue. I'll say goodbye, and I'm just wishing you luck, my friend. You got a lot of accusations in chat. If you're able to log into the Twitch and just go after the haters right now, I would love to see you get fired up in chat right now.
No, I would never. All I want them to do is, I never want anyone to lose money. I just hope I win money. We'll say that. Last thing though, Peter, prize picks entry. You're gonna fucking hate it and you're gonna love it. Your ball's gonna streak up like you just got kicked.
Okay.
Joe Musgrove under 5 strikeouts on prize picks.
I can't do it.
Hitting.
Why is it hitting?
So you remember I took him last game. He got 8 strikeouts in 5 innings. Right now he's at 17.5, minus 200 again to the over pitching outs. His fantasy score is 33.5, Peter. He's facing the guards today. The guards, outside the 2 catchers and Gabriel Arias, they have with those 3 who strike out near 30% of the time, all 3 of them, they have a team strikeout percentage of 17.2% on the road in the past 4 weeks. And now they're facing Joe Musgrove, who, yeah, sure, he found his whiff stuff last start. I don't think it continues over this year, or at this start. He was at 6.5 over last start. He's at 5.5, minus 175 on BetMGM to the under. That doesn't happen naturally. The public is not betting under Joe Musgrove strikeouts today. That is money I respect, and that's money I absolutely think is hitting. Also, if you look at his fantasy score, Peter, 33.5. How does he get a quality start? How does he win, which he's implied to do? And how does he get 6 strikeouts and only get 33.5 fantasy score? Do that math for me real quick.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can fool around with the prize picks. I'm on the full game under, so respectfully, I just can't take it. But I can wish you luck.
No, I agree. I think he pitches really well today. I really do. I don't think he gets 5 strikeouts, and I'm on the under. That's my prize picks. You don't have to write it, but I'll come on tomorrow when it hits, and you're gonna be embarrassed. So just be prepared for that.
Fair enough. All right, I'll talk to you later, my guy.
Right,
good stuff.
Thanks, guys.
Peace out. We got Ollie 1 unit on a freaking heater. Goats are muted, by the way.
The one, yeah, it's like the ones you read about.
Put
You
on
know.
my own headphones.
Yeah, put it on.
You were on a heater. Go follow. What's your Twitter for the people? Because I want them to go see all the green slips that you post daily.
Yeah.
I mean, are you not having the best betting month of your life?
Since I started tracking bets, yeah, probably. Yeah, feeling good.
I mean, it's been amazing. I like every single one of your tweets because I want people to notice.
Check it out. Check out the vibes here. We're having a great day.
I mean, vibes are immaculate. You're on a heater. Let's hear the picks, brother.
All right. Diamondbacks barely came through last night, but today we're taking the over out at Wrigley. I know the Cubs have been an under wagon here lately. I think like 2-8 to the over in their last 10, but finally off that West Coast schneid, back at home with a day of rest. I think their bats get to Luis Ortiz a good amount. And from a line reading perspective, there's a bunch of props up on the board that are saying Cubs runs. Dansby Swanson hasn't scored since June 2nd, and he's up there for a run. He's up there almost every day for a run, but they keep him up there, et cetera, et cetera. And then on the flip side, James Tyone, not good. Jack Sawinski's a guy I'm targeting today to do damage against Tyone. Just top to bottom, I think they're going to work some walks. A lot of traffic on the bases today over there in that game with those two pitchers. Cubs work counts, Cubs and Pirates. There we go. Those are the two teams. Cubs and Pirates both work counts very, very well. Pirates more so against lefties, but you still got some good guys that are going to walk up there. And then that's kind of the analysis there. Both bullpens, not worried about. Bednar and Holderman might be available. But if they're in the game, then it's a close game, and you're not hitting the over anyways.
Jack Sawinski, what props are we taking for him for the prize picks?
Let's go to the next play then.
Bang! Here we go.
My three-piece today. Jack Sawinski. He's gonna have a good day. That's not my favorite prop. My favorite prop is definitely Cutter Crawford. So if I have to throw my hat in the ring there, I'm going to go back to the Red Sox props that have been doing me well. The Red Sox pitching props have been well to me lately. Carter Crawford strikeouts. Dude's been a beast this year. No ifs, ands, or buts. He got roughed up in his first start of the season. Since then, moved him back to the bullpen. Was awesome out of there and a long relief guy. I think this is his third start back in the rotation, second or third start, and we'll go 5 or 6 innings with him. He's going to go over 4.5 Ks. We got a minus 130, minus 135 line on prize picks. We'll take that all day. And then nothing really needs to be said about Ellie De La Cruz. Take it till the wheels fall off. I know he went 0 for 5 yesterday, but I'm not ready to give up on the kid. Stolen base threat, home run threat today against Jordan Lyles, leads the league in home runs allowed, et cetera, et cetera. I like this three-piece. I like it a lot.
I love it, my friend. I want to take 2 of these and put him in the community entry. Cutter Crawford. I mean, you're speaking my language. I'm on the full game under.
Take Cutter. Don't take the other 2 are kind of corked. So take Cutter.
Take Cutter, not Sawinski.
Yeah,
I love that Sawinski play though.
Well, if other people like it, if Chad likes it, whatnot, throw it in there. But if you're the only one that likes it, just play on the side. It doesn't hurt.
I'm writing it down.
Okay.
I'm writing it down. But again, we don't have to play it. But I do like it. Like we were talking about home run odds from Ballpark Pal, and he's way up there, like way up.
Yeah, great matchup for him. Like a right-handed pitcher that doesn't really have any crazy stuff and dances around the zone, and 3-1 turkeys loading for Jack Sawinski.
Absolutely love it, my friend. Good stuff. Enjoy. I would say you're on the course, but you're not on the course.
We're on the course.
You're on the course. Oh, you're in the parking lot of the course. Hey,
we're gonna go knock some putts around, get ready for the tournament tomorrow.
Stay hot, brother. Stay hot. One of the hottest sports bettors on planet Earth. Ollie 1 unit. Thanks for coming on, my friend.
All right, later, Gator.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. All right, we got Tomas the Dream.
What's up, Peter?
You and I were a part of a cuck sesh.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
The Royals Reds game.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Thank God the Royals did win, so I pushed, but it was over anyway, and I was like, oh God. That game, wasn't that game the worst game in human history?
It was the worst game. So I think the best way of putting it is I sit here, go, let's go, Royals up 3-0. Coasted. I came on here yesterday and said Zach Greinke's going to pitch a gem. The first 5 goes through, and I go, man, I'm going to lose it if the Royals lose this game. Right? I was like, I'm going to lose it. And all of a sudden, of course, 3-3. They go down 4-3. Scott Barlow, of all people, walks 2 batters in the 9th inning. And then Salvador Perez, my saving grace, hits a home run in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs.
No, Salvador Perez was the killer of our
all the momentum in the world. We had all the momentum in the world. And then they had a play at the plate. Salvador Perez, not a great throw. He should have got him out. And then you get second and third in a 3-0 count with 1 out. And you take a pitch violation. You go 3. It was unbelievable. I don't know how they didn't score or tie it up. I mean, that was the difference between me winning almost like 1.7 units on the day. Instead, I lose 1.89. And then if I want to go in the A's game, I had the over 8.5. What happened? The A's scored 4 runs. They did exactly what I wanted. The Rays scored 3 in the 6th inning. It's 4-3. I need them to score 1 more just for some way to score. Crickets. Ken Waldachuk decides to pitch a gem in the last 3 innings.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Is it okay if we do you have time? We have to get Jake on or else he can't even give his plays today. Are you okay to take a 5-minute? I'm sorry. We just got to get Jake on.
I got time.
My friend, let's bring on Jake and then we'll get right back to Tomas. Jake, MLB. I almost don't recognize you because you haven't been here in years.
Yeah,
you gave the people winners every day. And then you decided, you know what? I'm going to make a living working. I mean, what a loser.
What a loser. I had to take a little break from gambling. But we're back. We're back. And step away the office real quick. Shows my dedication here towards the stream. So
you're an absolute killer.
We're
happy to see you. Give us the plays.
What plays did I submit?
I know you're on the Guardians team total under, which I also really do like too.
Yeah, so Guardians team total under. I'm exact same bank as you are. I'm assuming that you expect Musgrove to be way better than it is. His start so far, he had 2 starts against the Dodgers. Strictly hasn't pitched well against them, and he had what was his first start? He got a really bad first start. It was tough.
Yeah, well, it's in Mexico on the move.
Yeah, Mexico. That's what it was. Sorry,
yeah.
I don't have all my stuff pulled up, so I'm kind of going off the top of my head right now. He's a lot better pitcher when the stats are showing right now, and the bullpen is fully rested. I did lean the under in this game, but just like I can't cap the Padres offense correctly, so I'm just not even going to try to. So that's a good sign for you. I'm not even touching those Padres bats.
Yeah.
So I'm just going for Joe Musgrove pitch a gem today, and I think this bullpen's going to go deep enough where we only have to see really 2 arms out of it.
I agree.
So, yeah, that's my first pick. My other picks in their team total under is the Marlins team total under.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, same thing as yesterday. They had a Bryce Miller shoved for a very good reason because he's a fastball pitcher, and George Kirby's the same way. He throws a lot of fastballs, a lot of sinkers and sliders. And the Arsenal does not match up well against the Marlins. And I like this. Gosh dang it! This Mariners bullpen is pretty well rested. They have all their high leverage arms available as well. So I'm going on their team total under for the Marlins.
Good stuff. Are you a little bit nervous that the Marlins, they just kind of face this level of pitcher? I'm not that nervous. I'm not.
And the reason why I'm not is because it's still a fastball, but it's an entirely different fastball. Like Miller's fastball is so unique that it's not really the same.
Yeah.
That's my reason.
That's a good point. They're different fastballs. But it's the same plan.
Yeah, it's the same plan. Miller's matchup was a little bit better. I'm kind of upset I didn't back that, but it's the same idea. Like it's a single, like the whole thing. Like the reason why Rich Hill has been pitching so well is because they have Luis Ortiz going the day before. He's throwing complete gas, 199, 98, super high velo. The next day you see a 63 mile per hour curveball. Like that's tough to adjust to. It's kind of like the same thing today. You're seeing this fastball with they already can't hit well with a lot of rise, a lot of movement, and Kirby's fastball is still really good, but it's an entirely different pitch. I think it's tough to adjust to from a day-to-day basis.
My last question for you, because I think you have a prize pick entry, right?
I do.
Let's get into it.
Jaime Barria as props up. So
we're taking his over K's because you're an Angel Sharp and you obviously normally hate your own team. And the fact that you love this and you're laddering it means it has to go in the entry.
Correct. Want to hear why?
Yes, obviously.
So first off, Jaime Barria, he's been getting transitioned. He's been one of our better bullpen arms.
He's the best pitcher on your team.
Dude, we have the best closer in baseball.
You do. He's been incredible.
He's not the best closer in baseball, but fuck, dude, he's sure playing like he's top 5 easily, right?
Yeah.
But as I was saying, one more thing, right? I just gotta blaze my guy Estevez. He is 2 saves away for the most consecutive saves without a blown save to start a season in Angels history. 17 saves.
Yeah, but who's he going up against? Like K-Rod?
Yeah.
Actually, that's good. That's actually excellent.
That's an all-time closer, Peter.
That's an all-time closer. But how good was he But regardless, let's get into Barria.
Okay. So this is a guy, you look at his stuff, look at his K percentage, look at how he pitches. He's a majority slider, 49% slider. And this is his first start where they're pushing him. Like you don't have a 5-inning limit anymore. You can just go. He's not a 3.5K pitcher.
Yeah.
He is way better than that when it comes to strikeout stuff. Now, I won't be surprised if he gets hit up today, but he has no leash. And I think this 3.5 line, we're going to see out of Berea, if this is a consistent thing as arm holds up as a starter, is something we're not going to be seeing in later throughout the season. And this Rangers lineup, they do have a good amount of whiff against the slider. His slider usage isn't quite as high when he's starting. It's about 40% when compared to he was out of the bullpen. It's about upper 50s. But there's still a decent amount of whiff in this lineup against the slider where and changeup has a lot of whiff as well, and lefties have okay amount of whiff, but I'm not asking for a lot. I'm asking for 4 Ks here. In this 5.5 strikeout line, I took it on Twitter if you saw that. That's where I think the line's going to be for the rest of his starts. Might as well just take it right now at a plus 500 price.
Yeah, I have absolutely. I like this play a lot. So we're gonna put Berea, but convince me why Flaherty should be in this. That was an interesting one.
Okay, so Flaherty. I struggles against lefties, has like an 850 OPS, I believe, against lefties this season. A lot of lefties this Giants lineup, they do not walk a lot, which is big. That's why I try to aim for the hits. And watch Flaherty lately, man. He's looked pretty freaking nasty. Limiting the walks. He's been going deep in games. But I think this is a really good sell high spot against him, against a lineup stacked with lefties. And I think they're going to get after his fastball, and I think they could rack up 5 to 6 hits. Like I said, I had a lot more about this, but I don't have all my stuff pulled up right now, so I can't really give you quite the crazy breakdown. But the kind of the base of it is that a lot of lefties targeting hits because Flaherty's been limiting his walks, and the Giants don't want to walk anyways.
Good stuff. Okay, I mean, Flaherty's too tough for me to take, but we are taking
sweating like a motherfucker in my car.
We are taking the Berea. I'll let you sweat. Get back to the job, but appreciate
30
you, my
minutes
man.
and quitting time, Pete. We're almost out of here.
Good stuff, my friend. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Keep winning. All right, we're welcoming on Tomas back to the screen. Apologies for that, Tomas.
Tomas, that's totally my fault. I really want to say sorry there.
We're good. I hope the Mets win today for your producer coming.
I hope they do too. Thank you.
They ain't. Let's get into your place. They're not.
But let's go. I'm actually first play. We're going to talk about the Mets-Yankees game, Subway Series. I got the over 7.5. And
big unit.
Yeah, I threw some money around today. On my plays, I risked to win 1.5 units, I believe it was. But the way that I see this, 7.5 seems just entirely too low for me. And it went up to 8, and then there's some buyback down to 7.5. And I know that's where it's at right now. But the way that I look at this game, Luis Severino, he struggled over his last 2 starts. He had 4 runs in 5 innings last time out against the White Sox of all teams. His numbers really haven't been impressive so far this year. He has a 5.75 ERA, bottom percentage in most advanced stats. He ranks in the bottom 7% in the league in expected slugging, expected WOBA, while having an expected ERA of a 6.18. Max Scherzer, on the other hand, he's great at home. He's been great this year. He's been dominant, but I think he's just due for a regression start. And the way that I look at this game, I'm playing the full game because I don't like either one of these bullpens. I think Severino gives up a couple runs. Scherzer, of course, you're probably going to scratch off 1, maybe 2 against him. But the Mets team ERA, 4.69. They're one of the worst bullpens in all of baseball right now. And you really think the Yankees are going to be afraid of Brooks Raley when he comes into the game in the 7th, 8th inning? No, they're not. No team is worried about Brooks Raley. It's just the truth. They don't – I mean, this past week, the Mets DFA Tommy Hunter, they're just bringing up arms. They don't know who's good, who's worth it. They're just throwing guys out there. And it's a Subway Series. I don't see this being a blowout. It's going to be close. I need a 3-3, 4-4 game, and that's it. That's what I'm shooting for. That's the way that I see it. Also, two righties on the mound. I see both of these teams loading up with lefties in the lineup. I got a 12-mile-per-hour wind blowing out to right field. Someone's going to go deep today. I like Lindor. I'm not going to get over here and say he's going deep, but I like Lindor today. Not going to overthink it. Give me the over 7.5.
Well, lucky for you, I lean the over in this game, and I think I'm 0-155,000 on Yankee games, so you're in the clear.
We'll see. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's keep going.
I got another over. Another one.
Another over. Let's talk about the other over in Cincinnati, Kansas City. You're taking the trash bag over award.
Yeah, I'm taking the over 9.5. It's at 10 now, and I woke up this morning and I said, man, isn't this just super public probably? And I said, I don't care. I watched the game yesterday. for one example, Ellie De La Cruz. I mean, this guy's going deep today. I'm just going to, he's going deep today. Jordan Lyles gives up the most home runs than anybody else. He went over 5 yesterday. He's due for a good bounce back spot. But another way that I see this, line was at 9.5. I don't like either one of these starting pitchers. The Royals are better against lefties. Jordan Lyles the Royals have yet to win a start that he's had. He hasn't won a game this year. But when I look at Williamson, he's just not good. I think he's not ready for the big leagues. He struggles with command. He's sporting a 5.4 ERA, and he's kind of just eating innings right now for Cincinnati. They're injured. I mean, Lodolo's out. They got Graham Ashcraft hasn't looked as sharp, but he's still up there. And opponents are hitting the ball hard 48% of the time against them, correlates to that 6.29 expected ERA. The Royals aren't a great hitting team, but like I said, they hit lefties better than righties. And I don't like Jordan Lyles. The bullpen got used a little bit yesterday. Both of these teams used 5 bullpen arms. Nothing crazy high leverage, but I don't expect to see Buck Farmer in this game. I don't expect to see Taylor Clark for the Royals in this game. I'd be surprised if Scott Barlow pitched again. And when I look at that, I go, well, no, those higher leverage arms I don't expect to be seen today. Lyles is going to give up some runs. Williamson's going to give up some runs. Give me the over at 9.5. It went to 10, but I'm not going to play it higher than 10. Let's hope. I'm just hoping. Give me 10 runs. Give me 10 runs. That's all I'm asking for.
Good stuff, my man. What else we got on the card?
Last up, we're going with the Mariners tonight. I love Seattle again. I'm laying the juice with them today.
Whoa.
Yeah. And this is going to be a great matchup. I'm so excited to watch this game because Edward Cabrera, without a doubt, has pitched phenomenal this year, but he still doesn't know how to limit the walks. 14% walk rate this year, bottom 7% of the league. But the way that I played this game is I didn't want to play a first 5 because I really – the over-under is 7 in this game. And that's just – it blows my mind. I see 7. I go, well, this game's going way over – or we're going to sit here and it's going to be a sweater. And I'm going to be sitting in like the 7th inning and be like, wow, it's 2-2 or something like that. Because I think Cabrera does pitch well, but I don't like Miami's bullpen. This is a strict fade of Miami's bullpen right now because I do like the Mariners. And also, too, this matches a couple systems for me. First off, interleague favorites hitting at over 60% this year. And then this is another one, interleague favorites off a win, hitting at 64% this year. Seattle won yesterday. I got 10 cents of steam in their direction as well. I'm going with the Mariners today. I really do like them in this spot. I like George Kirby on the bump as well. And I was looking at prize picks today. I know we're going to talk about the prize pick entry, but I'm taking George Kirby's over 29.5 pitcher fantasy score. And I was just kind of looking at prize picks, and I looked at this game. I looked at Edward Cabrera. He's only projected, I think his pitching outs is like 15.5. His strikeouts were, I think, a little bit like half a strikeout lower than last time or something like that. But I remember looking, saying, well, if Prize Picks is going to undervalue Edward Cabrera, then I'm going to value the Mariners pretty high because that's the only thing that scares me in this matchup because I do like Edward Cabrera. He really has improved from last year. But like I said, fade of Miami's bullpen, give me Seattle on the money line.
Good stuff, my man. I guess, yeah, Edward Cabrera's got some weird lines today.
He's
got a really low pitching outs, but really high Ks.
Because he probably strikes out like 7 guys and maybe 5
walks
innings.
4
And walks 4.
Yeah, that's a fucking
105 pitches and he's not even through 5 innings.
Does Edward Cabrera have a pitches thrown? I feel like he could throw 180 pitches today. No, he's not on here.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they never put the good ones on there. I know he would throw over 100. He throws over 100 pitches almost every time out. But if I had to give you my prize pick, I'm going George Kirby over 29.5 pitcher fantasy score. He had his worst start of the year last time out. And people forget last time he was in Seattle, he went 8 innings against the Yankees. I believe it's the Yankees. 8 innings, looked dominant. I'm gonna go back my man George Kirby in this one.
All right, my friend. Good stuff. Per usual. Don't obviously have much to say because it's just clockwork with you. Good stuff, my man. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Gino from Bet Openly. He's got a black screen. Let's see if we can get him on camera.
How do I just bought a new phone. Is it being a little – what an idiot. How do I flip this around, dude? What is going on?
Gino, I hate to say it. You're showing your age right here.
Bro, I am literally – this is pathetic. Dude, how do I get – I want to be hyped. I literally just bought a new iPhone, and I have some of, like, the settings or, like things are turned off and shit. Pathetic.
Well, we can hear you. We can hear you great.
Do you want to just shoot and get people the value and not my face? Because the face isn't the value.
I mean, the face is the value for me, but I think people are more inclined in this 1.5 unit play, which is big for Gino.
Let's feed the homies first, and I'll get my boomer shit straightened out after this call.
All right. Perfect. So, and producer Cone, before he gets into the plays, can you flash the leaderboard for the people? So,
show people.
I'm a little bit afraid of Gino because what Gino is doing is an interesting strategy. He comes on a couple of days a week and unloads on a slate when he loves it. I'm on the other side. I'm giving out 1 or 2 plays, up to 3 plays kind of a day, different betting styles, respect all of them. And Gino just kills it every single time he comes on. I need to give more winners because Gino's on my tail and he's going to unload on the slate again today.
This slate.
Oh, go ahead, Gino.
This is my biggest slate I've given on your show.
I know. Like these, I was floored by this play. Let's talk Red Sox. I mean, look at this play, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this shit. Gino does not come on and give 1.5 unit plays often. Like people give it different ways. Like you and I have talked about it. Like we're 2 unit maxes, 3 unit maybe. Like if all the stars align in the sky on one day, but 1.5 is a big play for you.
So I'm really glad. I'm glad we're having this combo because I think there's 2 things that everyone needs to know about me. One, I am arguably the oldest capper that goes on a lot of these shows, and I wear it. Clearly, my camera's not on right now because of that. Secondly, Pete, Big T, Maddie, they're nicer guys than me. I am actually a bigger dick if you cross me. And I got in a little spat on one of your Twitter threads yesterday. Someone was telling me, and again, we won't name them, no hard feelings. They said, if you made as many plays as everyone else, you wouldn't even be in the top 10. And I said, I can't understand EV positive and math for you and ROI, but what you're saying is just made up. I don't like, there's no, if I'm just picking a higher percentage of winners, what makes it seem like I couldn't just flip a couple of coins to just lose back a little juice and still be in the top 10? I don't understand it. But again, we won't name anyone. Pete's too nice of a guy. But I bicker with people because a lot of people in our space say things that are not accurate. The word is brazen. And I told them, and this is where I was a bit mean, I said, I can correct you, or I can let you keep talking out of your ass because you seem more comfortable that way.
It's almost like in politics. At this point in politics, you believe what you believe, and I think we are who we are, and nobody's really going to try it. And people are gambling like everyone takes it seriously. And like, so I've just kind of stopped responding people in that way because it's like, no matter what I say, you're not going to change your opinion. So I'm just wasting my time. Like, believe whatever you want to believe. Same thing with politics. That's why you'll never see me talk politics. Believe whatever you want to believe. This is about baseball, sports. I'm going to give you my best shot. If it hits, great. If it doesn't, I'll be back tomorrow. That's all it is.
And you are wiser than me. You're wise beyond your years. I just love correcting people. I get intrinsic joy out of it. But let's get people fed here. So this is a weird one. It's
holy shit.
It's plus 209. So what the hell am I doing betting a plus 209 at minus 105? Math says I'm going to lose this 1.5 units, and that's fine because I am an EV bettor. So I look at entire slates, and when I looked at the entire slate, this line was off the most. Weird, right? So diving straight in, what on earth are people doing betting Colorado plus 2.5? I couldn't even believe to guess, and I got scared. And then I looked even closer, and the sharps moved the line down to under. How can I like this bet? How can I like giving up 2.5 on a game that the sharps are on the under? Stupid, right? It's just a pure EV play. The estimated value on this was absurd. It scratched like 18%. I'm happy in like the 7 or 8% range. And the only reason this isn't a 3-unit play is it's plus 209, right? So mathematically speaking, I am saying there is, if this plays out 10 times, I lose 6 to 7. So because this is a tournament play and I want to win this tournament and nip at Pete's heels, I actually reeled it back. So the true math on this would fall at 2.5 units for me. That's how I will be betting it with my 100-unit bankroll. But we're on tournament play. I want to stay on the leaderboard. I want to be in the top 3. I respect the other 2 guys up there. So I'm just being clear with you from an EV perspective. This had the highest value. That's for the 1.5, and I even trimmed it down just because of the fact that it's a 209.
I'm also curious too. Obviously, you run your model and it's very good. That's why you're near the top of the leaderboard. What did it say on the under? Particularly because I took under 9.5. That's one of my plays of the day. So, and then now it's at 9, I think. I'm not sure exactly what the line is now.
Yeah. So
you got a little bit of a sharp move, but what do you think?
No, I respect. Yeah, I love the questions that you always ask. So one, my model was on the under, not EV positive though. I missed it. I wish I did when you did because you already gained a half a unit or half a point.
Oh, so you're saying it had it at 9. So now it's not EV positive, but it was.
Yeah, exactly. And
okay, that's good to know.
So, and I didn't like that's another reason, I guess, not just the tournament play and not just the fact that I'm trying to win and not all those things. I also shaved off a little from the 2.5 unit play because I lost a half a unit on the under. You can't like an under and like giving up 3 runs, like essentially the win by 3. They just don't coincide. So these are the reasons why it got shaved down. But this is the most value I found on the board all day today.
Wow. I mean,
crazy.
It's so funny, Gino. Even my model, let's see. They think the Red Sox, the true line should be minus 206. And what is it right now? Let me go to that game. Right now it's minus 225. But rarely, that's the thing is, my model, this ballpark pal model, is always going to show value on the dog. Almost always.
Oh, interesting.
It's always going to it's actually, it's sometimes like they always think the favorite is overvalued. So when I see that a big line, the model is making it that line, I think to myself, this game might end 7-1.
I would
like it's just a blowout, but the Rockies just straight up don't score anything.
I mean,
interesting.
That would be the dream.
That's like what the model is saying. Because my model likes the under, but it has the Red Sox scoring a bunch of runs. Right? So here it is. I don't know if you could see it on screen.
And we got Cutter up there.
I love Cutter today.
Yeah, and this is one of those. I believe the square side is Colorado. I think the squares just look at ERAs.
Yeah,
I always say that. I'm like, squares look at ERAs. I'm a big K to walk ratio guy. Cutter twice as nasty as Anderson. So
it's not even close.
Yeah, not even close. So, I don't think Colorado's gonna be able to score today. If I did, I would never lay 2.5.
Good stuff, my man.
And I love that you and I threaded that needle the other day. That made my heart.
That was so electric. I wish you were on stream the day we were celebrating it because we did a video of it, like showed the people. It was like,
oh, me too.
I mean, that's the most electric. Like both of our plays of the days are kind of going against each other, and all we have to do is middle it to hit. I hit my 5th run in the bottom of the 5th inning to hit the over, and then no more runs were scored the whole game.
I loved it. We both got a little lucky. For anyone new to gambling, you got to have a little luck. Like the next
all the
inning,
time.
Pete and I were texting. The next inning, it looked like they were opening up the floodgates. Like they had guys on 2nd and 3rd, no outs. We got out of that with no runs. It's not common. So, but I appreciate you. Let's get the people fed more. I appreciate you giving me a chance to thoroughly explain this one.
Absolutely.
Because it's the most interesting. You won't see me giving out plus 209s, but I did hit plus 200 twice yesterday. I had both Colorado and Detroit. So I'm feeling a little bold right now. Padres, arguably my most boring play of the day. So what is that at? I think I gave it out at 155. Is it around 160, 170? I don't even know.
We have you at minus 160.
Beautiful.
Right now, the Padres are minus 165.
Okay, cool. I'll take it. So a little bit of CLV. This is just a complete boring. I don't even like betting over minus 150. So I'm pretty much doing the opposite here. I'm kind of hedging the tournament play stuff a little bit different. If you guys ever want to talk about that, I'm an old poker player. But so in this game, I have, again, the under. I have the pitching matchup, favoring the Padres. And I have this almost at the true line of 150, which is, pretty much if you remove the variance from both the two teams from when I put it in. And then just the pitching matchup and the Padres being home is where I sided with San Diego. And I believe, if I'm not losing my mind, I believe we have Snell that has not Snell. God damn it.
Musgrove.
Which one?
Musgrove.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where. Why am I ruining this right now? Give me 1 second. There it is. Found it. So you have Musgrove with a higher ERA, right?
Yeah.
Higher whip, less innings pitched, and pretty much a wash on the K walks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is not me betting a pitcher. I actually think I'm getting the Padres cheaper because of the pitching matchup. So that's where, again, it's almost like a guy. I tell you guys this often, and I hope it's helpful. Some of my plays are one way, some are the other way. This is, I believe, San Diego is substantially better than Cleveland, win at home, and I'm getting San Diego cheap because of this pitching matchup.
I mean, I personally, I'm on this under. I took it under 7.5. Because I think Joe Musgrove dominates today. So I would lean towards the Padres with you. Jake Hazen, another really good bettor on here who just subbed. Shout out you, Jake Hazen. Don't think I didn't see that sub. Atta baby. He's on Cleveland team total under 2.
Oh,
so we're all pretty aligned. Smart people are saying, I think Joe Musgrove shoves. Like, we got mid-major who likes Musgrove's under Ks. I get it because the Guardians don't strike out. So it's not like that's a bad play. Just in my mind, I could see like a classic Joe Musgrove, playoff Joe, at home, bad weather conditions, just dominating today. That's what I saw the game as.
I love it. Yeah, no, and I love when we don't have to thread needles, sincerely. Yeah. I like that a smart kid is on the under team total for Cleveland. I like that you're on the under for the game because I felt like I was getting San Diego cheap because of the historic data of the pitcher. So to kind of, we're saying the same thing in opposite ways. I feel like I'm getting Musgrove underpriced just because of his macro data this season.
Yeah. No, I think the only reason that I'm a little bit nervous about this play, even though I do think it hits, I like Bybee a lot for the Guardians. Like, that's why me personally, I don't think it's mispriced. Would I still lean the Padres? Like, if you put a gun in my head and said pick a winner, I would. I don't think it's a misprice, though, because I think Bybee is that guy, personally.
And the last thing I'll tell you is more, not a lot, but 54% of the money, 58% of the tickets came in on Cleveland, and the line stuck. So
it's not that alarming.
No, it's not. But usually they would just give you those 5-10%. They would shave it to move people, and they didn't. So again, smarter guys than me are comfortable wearing an 8% exposure here. I'm pretty sure they end up winning 18%, the 10% juice plus their 8% exposure.
Good stuff, my man. Let's keep going. We got more. Miami, Seattle over 7. Interesting play here from you.
Oh, yes. So, oh man. So I think the world associates both Seattle and Miami with unders at this point. Like, just the square world. And then when they meet, I can't tell you this. My biggest play yesterday was Oakland. Was it the A's beat Tampa Bay too? That was another one of my plus 200s. So I had a really good day. And I had a kid in the comments saying, I can't not bet Tampa Bay. The best team in baseball is playing the worst team in baseball. And kids, for anyone out there, nothing against this kid. He is exactly who I was 10 years ago. I am the exact opposite. I want the worst team when they're playing the best team. I want the worst road team on the road against the best home team. Why? Because I'm just looking for value. And this is what I found in this game, that this line got bought down. So technically, the people that opened it up at 8 and it got beat down to 7. You would not have seen me at over 8, but you will see me taking that full point when I feel like it is a public perception point. Bought down. It's the majority of tickets, slightly the majority of money. The variance between tickets and money is not screaming sharp. It's just screaming majority. So I see this as I got a free run in baseball. That's like 3.5 points in a football game.
Mm-hmm.
Of course I'm taking it. So this is just purely a free run. It has nothing to do with models and systems. It does because these are different models and systems, but all three of these plays wouldn't show up on someone's radar that has one algorithm.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, it does make sense. But we got a half unit play, right?
Let's do it.
Two. Tigers money line plus 245. I love this play so much because like Strider bounce back. Sure. I mean, baseball doesn't fucking work like that. Get into why you like the Tigers.
What we oh man, 60% of the money is on Atlanta, and the line right now is 30% lower than what I got it at. So
yeah,
I got
plus 220 on BetMGM right now.
Plus 220. Yeah, there you go. So whether this wins or loses, I was right because I got 20 something points of value, and the books are exposed, but the line is sticking. I'm seeing. I looked for steam on this one too, and almost all the books are sticking Atlanta, even though they're getting more money in tickets on Atlanta. So they are just comfortable being exposed. And then the weirdest thing I saw was most of the money was on Detroit plus 1.5, which you're going to see next if you want to jump forward. So I didn't like that, but I did get 20 points of closing line value. It's only plus 130 now. So this is a weird one. I don't think I've ever done this with you. So again, kind of back to the tournament play. The reason these are both a half a unit is technically I like the plus 1.5 a lot better, but not that exciting. And I'm trying to make up for just in case I get smoked on my 1.5 unit. So I'm splitting this. I'm dividing it. It's one of those. You guys will see me do this when I'm on when Pete and I are doing gridiron football together. You'll sometimes see my boring ass have the favorite minus the points, and then half of that on the money line.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it to cover it. And it's like, hey, if I get middled, I'm even. I'm not down.
No, you'd be up technically because 0.5 units. You had to win what 0.2 or point. What you know what I'm saying? You'd win money if you hit one of these.
Exactly. So that's. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm just saying for the example, you'll see me on like a football game with minus the points and the money line on a favorite, and the money line can cover for the points that they don't cover from a juice perspective. So this is I actually almost gave out a full unit on the money line here, and instead I said, no, be more conservative. Grab half of that and add it to the plus 1.5. I expected steam on this one. I'm not going to lie. I expected the books to all change the line on the Tigers at the same time, and they didn't. I think the public is going to get their ass handed to them on Atlanta today.
I got a weird feeling about that too. I don't have the stones to bet it, but man, I share a similar feeling. It's just too easy. And Gino, you and I both do this all the time.
Never easy.
If it was that easy, we'd be sitting back on an island. We wouldn't have to do a show because we'd all be rich.
I agree, brother. And sharp action came in pretty heavy on this under, and I love dogs to the under.
Yeah,
I love it. Like, of course, Atlanta has more firepower with the bats. I get it. I'm not an idiot. But then when the sharps come in and steal a point and knock it to 7.5, and they did so, by the way, with split tickets, so pretty heavy sharp action. Just so you guys know. Why, like, you're like, well, why isn't he betting the over? It's a free point, kind of like what I just said, like, 2 minutes ago. And just know that the reason is how that point got beaten down. That point got beaten down with pretty split tickets, thus meaning smart money, sharp action, deep pockets are all on this under. It's a different point. It's a point that I don't want.
Fair enough, my friend. So those are the end of the plays, correct?
Will I be on the top of the leaderboard after today?
You just got to hit all of them.
That's it?
All right. You got to, I don't know. Can you let me win? Am I allowed to win, Gino?
You're allowed to win. You're allowed to win. When you guys come on, guys, everyone listening, I'll have my camera on toward the end of this tournament. I will be winking when I'm throwing games to let Peter win. So when you see me.
Oh, shut the hell up.
Plays. That's me letting Peter win his content.
Oh, you're an asshole, but I love you. What do you have in terms of, were there any player props today that showed any value. We just need one more for the entry.
I gave you a couple. Do you mind if I go in and just pull them out?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just pull them out for the entry. Yeah. You got him? Gina? He's definitely on his phone looking at him, and he lost connection.
100%.
He's back. Yeah.
100%. You guys read it like a fucking book. I'm gonna get my walker and walk myself over to the bathroom to have my 5th piss of the night. All right, we got 2 guys.
Okay.
We got Brandon Williamson over 5.5 Ks.
Oh, Gino, that's
Vince.
so gross and sharp at the same time. What is
I
that?
know. I was afraid when someone said they liked the over in that game. I was like, oh, I don't know, man.
Wait, but he's at 4.5 on Prize Picks.
4.5. That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said 5.5.
No, 4.5.
Oh, 4.5. Okay.
And then I got your boy. You're gonna like this one, Cuddy Crawford.
Oh yeah.
Over 4.5. Those are
Oh
my
yeah,
2.
we already got it locked in. So that means we're adding Brandon Williamson. Oh my
Brandon
God,
Williamson.
it's so crazy and horrible. It just might work.
Dude, he's gonna remember, we're afraid of him getting shelled, but all we need him to do is go like 5 innings and he'll be fine.
This is an insane Prize Picks entry. And it has other plays that obviously you weren't associated with. But oh my God, I mean, this is going to be incredible. Gino, I mean, thanks for coming on, my friend. You kill it every single time. Let's hope. You know what I want today? So we can both hit our plays again, just like we seem to do all the time, is I want a 6-1. No, I want a 5-1 Red Sox win.
Nothing would make me happier than a 5-0. Right up the gut. 5-0, 5-1.
And then we have a 3-1 Padres win.
This would be nice. So you think Musgrove shoves that much? Because then that's making me want. You guys, I'm a degen too, even though I give out responsible shit. I really want to parlay these Padres a few times. Like I'm showing this as EV. I had this as it should be -180. It scares me that my homie Pete says it was priced fairly because I was confident on it. The reason it's 1 unit, guys, just so you know, and not 1.5, is just the juice. I just don't like getting my ass handed to me on 2 units -160. Now you're down 3.2, and I'm climbing out all week. So I showed more value on the Padres, almost not as much as the Boston one, but more value than 1 unit. I just gave it at 1 unit because I don't like the lines. I don't like the odds.
Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, personally, my model has the true line at -136. So I don't agree. I think it should be what it is.
Interesting. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Right?
Is your model pitcher heavy?
Define that.
Like the fact that Musgrove has underperformed this year from a statistical point, is that why it drags the Padres down to 136? Or do you genuinely think
it's
Cleveland
actually so this is why I love the ballpark pal model. It really doesn't take in past performance. What it does is it's a combination of, it's basically tracking release point and stuff. So it's basically saying Joe Musgrove throws let's just say for round number's sake, he throws a 4-seam fastball at 94 miles an hour at this release point. How do the hitters on the other team hit that? And then it has all of his different pitches loaded in. It loads them with all the potential bullpen arms, and it simulates it 1,000 times. So it's not like Joe Musgrove struggled in his last start, so then they dock him. It's like, this is what Joe Musgrove is. This is what his stuff is. This is how it's going to go against the Guardians team. This is Tanner Bybee. This is what he throws. This is how the model simulated that stuff going against the San Diego Padres.
So I want to humble myself before I leave, and I'm not talking myself up. I'm actually talking myself down. I've been saying for about 5 years that kids like Pete are going to come along and make it so I can no longer cap. And the good news is kids like Pete have come along. The also good news is I can still cap. Yeah. So the crazy thing is, like, what you just told me is so much more science than I even have, and so much more math. And I guess it's coming to the point where you're the scientist and I'm the artist. And I'm not, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn. it's becoming that way because the kids I listened to before and after me on the show would shit on me if we all did like a fantasy baseball league. I'd probably be in fucking last place. And y'all would be like, why do we even let this guy come on the show? He can't even name half the players. He pronounces their names wrong. And I am just more of a lines, odds, EV, line movement, looking for gaps and holes
And it works.
in the market. And you're like the scientist, the math. I'm convinced, brother, maybe not yet, but let's do it by next year. I'm convinced if we could get the two powers to combine that we'd have a supermodel. I'm
I agree.
convinced.
I
Just
think
got to
so.
find a way to do it.
Gino, appreciate
brother.
you, my friend. All right. Good stuff again. Couldn't
Always a
thank you
pleasure.
enough. Keep killing it. Keep giving winners. All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Later, homie.
All right. It's a good show. It's a good show. So, in the chat, does anyone have any Prize Pick squares that they want to come on and give? Because we have a couple of minutes until game time, and I'm a little bit scared of taking George Kirby over fantasy. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, we got Chelly in the chat. Producer Cohen, would you mind dropping the StreamYard link in the chat? And let's see who comes on, and let's see if we can get an additional 6-piece, because we got 5 squares I really do like. But I'm kind of afraid of taking George Kirby over fantasy. So there's the link. If anybody wants to come in and give a pick, little celebrity shot, like in a beer pong. A little celebrity shot. I want to see people enter the queue. Let's see if we can craft up a winner from the community, because this is truly a community lay. It's a community lay. We got anybody in queue? Anybody brave enough to come in here, Producer Colin? Nobody's coming in? Nobody's coming in? Lamont Wade Jr. over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. We get questions all the time. I want to come in and give picks. And where is everybody? Is everybody just all talk? I'm at the gym right now. Chelly, I mean, you got to get out of the gym. What's more important? That last curl or giving the people winners? I think we both know the answer to that, Chelly. You're better than that. I'm better than that. We're both better than that. You're already jacked. I'm scared. Get in the queue, you pansies. That's what I'm saying. Queue is as dry as ever. Everyone's scared. I'm scared and don't make my own plays. I don't have a PP square. All right, then, ladies and gentlemen. All we got is comments. I want to see someone's face and have them talk through the play. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I'm not going to bite. Outman over a half base. Chaz McCormick hits, runs, RBIs. Javon's McCormick hits, run, RBIs. Add Javon's McCormick hits, run, RBIs. I mean, we could just do that. Q drier than me. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right, we'll add Javon's. Chaz McCormick. I just want to put it on record that everybody always asks to come in the queue and give out picks. Here it is, and no one's coming on. I don't bite. I'm not going to tell you that your play sucks. I might, actually. I might tell you your play sucks. That's the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we got somebody. All right, let's hear it. Who we got?
What's up, Pete?
What's up, dude? How are you?
I'm good, good. Huge fan.
Let's go,
Been
baby.
for,
Some slight. What we got for today?
I like Hunter Brown over fantasy score.
Okay.
And, Patrick Corbin. It's kind of like a weird play, but Patrick Corbin, where's his line at? Over pitcher thrown in the first inning.
You know I can't take that. Sounds like, no way I could take that. I could be convinced of Hunter Brown. I can't take an over pitches thrown in the first inning.
It's at 16, and I think Dubon is leading off. And I think Altuve. I have the lineup right here.
Are you an Astros fan, by the way?
I am an Astros fan.
Are you an Astros sharp, or are you just a fan that wants your guys to do well today?
it's kind of hard like betting on the team because
Because I banned the Yankees.
I know you banned the Yankees, but the pitching has just been like up, down this year for the Astros. Everybody's hurt. McCullers, who knows when that guy's coming back? Urquidy, he's hurt still. Garcia's hurt. Brandon Belock is trash.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I was saying, Dubon leading off, Altuve, Bregman, Tucker. I don't see how he doesn't go at least to Tucker in the first inning. But if Altuve doesn't swing at pitches at his head, I
don't weirdly. I'm like maybe, but some slate. You got anything else on any other games besides your Astros?
let me see. I do have for like the free entry. I threw Corbin Carroll in there for more than 8 hitter score. I don't know like the matchup, lefties versus righties for him today, but he's been so good this year. He's on my fantasy team.
Oh, he is such a dog. We got a ticket on him to win Rookie of the Year plus 500. Feeling good about that. He might win the MVP.
I do. My friend, he was telling me to take the D-backs to win the National League, but I don't know if I think they're in first place right now. I think they're like 2 games above the Braves, I think, because the Braves just lost.
Yeah.
And they just beat the Phillies. So.
All right, my friend. I appreciate you coming on, giving the people some winners, my friend. Go Stros. Hopefully they get a win today for you. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
And I did see your season slip. You had Jordan under for the season. I actually have him over. I have Corey Seager over hits. He's been hurt. Then Castillo over strikeouts. Bard less than 28 saves. J-Rod over 30.5 home runs, and then Jordan over 37.5 home runs. What do you think about that?
I think Jordan hits 36 home runs this year, and I call it a win for me and a loss for you.
Do you think Corey Seager hits that mark, even though he missed like 30-something games?
I think the thing is with Corey Seager, and I get this quote because I think his overhits was in a lot of entries, and it was in our full community entry, like when we did it on Twitter and everyone submitted their favorite play, and we just did it together as a community. That's in there. I think Corey Seager, when he plays, is one of the best shortstops in Major League Baseball. And I think if he plays enough games, he will hit it. That's the only question. That's why I didn't put it in my personal, because I was like, projections say he's going over. I love him as a player. Only issue is that he's hurt constantly. And it's like, if he plays, he will hit it. Will he play, though?
He's been pretty good since he came back.
He's amazing.
Yeah. If he doesn't get walked, got walked like 4 times yesterday. So
appreciate you, my friend. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
Have a good one. Good luck tonight.
All right. We got another member in queue. Fresh new face. Let's Chelly. He got out of the gym, out of baby.
Yeah, I had to get my priorities right one time. You really spoke to me when you were like, we should be, outside getting winners, not bigger. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, you're big enough, right? You got all the girls that you need. Let's focus on the winners.
Yeah, right. All right, I'm gonna give you a play, a Prize Pick Square, and you can literally shoot me down out of the sky if you want.
Out of the sky.
I don't understand why this is on the board. Ruiz and Ellie De La Cruz to either one record a steal today.
Huh.
So it's a combo stolen base square at half. So they just need to steal one, either one of them needs to steal a base. And then obviously you got the narrative everyone's talking about today with the A's and the reverse boycott or whatever that's going on there. Like Ruiz, obviously unbelievable at stealing bases. De La Cruz, he's been disgusting too. So, this seems like, as a square bettor, someone who doesn't watch a lot of baseball, who just wants to try and make money on it, this is something that I would just load up into my six pick flex, free entry, whatever. So what do you think?
This feels so. Someone DM'd me today and they said, I really like Strider over K's at 9 on a bounce back. And the way I answered is kind of the same thing as this. I have no baseball reasoning not to take this.
Okay.
It's just like, Esther Ruiz is on a historic pace. So what he's doing right now is way beyond everybody else. It's not just that he steals so many bases because he doesn't get on that much. Whenever he gets on first, he attempts to steal 40% of the time. Next highest 28%. So if he gets on first base, he is going, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Rays, they have a good catching situation with Bethancourt and Mejia. So potentially, if he does get on first, he could potentially be thrown out. This feels like a square where it's like there's no reason not to bet it.
Mhm.
But it's like, they picked the fastest guy in baseball
Yeah.
who has 90 steals already this season with the juggernaut man in Ellie De La Cruz, and they put them together and we're supposed to take the over? That's like if you see in hockey, you see the best 2 goal scorers on the board, and all they have to do is like score 4 shots on goal or whatever. I don't know hockey lingo, but that's the equivalent of it. And and then what would you say to that as a hockey fan?
More often than not, those don't hit. So
that's what I'm saying. But again, there's no baseball reasoning for that not to hit. So I'm not being like, oh, that play sucks because of this. I have no baseball reasoning not to take it, but I can't take it based on, you would say the same thing if I was pitching the same hockey play.
100%. You'd come on and be like, Matthews and McKinnon, like they should both be able to put 4 shots on goal. Like, I'd be like, yeah, but it doesn't work like that. So I guess
exactly.
I understand.
But it might hit. You got the better of me yesterday. Respect to you. Over 8.5 cash. I was in piss.
Well, I got lucky because that line came down from 9, right, and went down to 8.5. So
it went down to 8 and finished. And line movement doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah, I guess not. But okay, that that makes me feel a little bit better. I'm gonna put it in like my free sit because I want to tail your community on this entry that you're cooking up right now. That's gonna be my free Prize Picks entry. So I'm hoping that you guys can get a couple more people, and I'll tail whatever you guys come up with because I'm excited, dude. I love the show. I watch all of it, so trying to get more into baseball.
Chelly, you're the man, dude. That's all we're trying to do here is just get more people into baseball because betting on the sport, there's this couple of month patch where there's no really other sports on, and we're trying to make baseball like dog days of summer is where we eat. Dog days of summer is where we eat. There's nothing else on, and all we have is MLB slate, and we unpack it, and it's a ton of fun. But I appreciate you, my friend.
No problem, brother. Appreciate you having me on. Good luck tonight.
We'll talk to you soon, all right? Okay. So, respectfully, I can't take any of those Astros props from an Astros fan. Respectfully. I mean, that's respectfully. They might hit. I can't take it from an Astros fan. I love that guy. I love that he came on. Some slight. I mean, what a goat. Thank you for coming on, my friend. Some slight. I can't take the place. If you were an Astros fan and you were like, all right, you know who I like today? I like the pitcher for who are they playing? I like the pitcher for who are the Astros playing? Producer Cohen. Who are they playing again? Astros are playing the Nationals. Like if you were like, you know who I like today? I like Joey Meneses because our guy, MDWII40, thank you for subbing, my friend. I like Joey Meneses over bases because he's got a good matchup against Hunter Brown. Like I'd be all over that. But you were just like, Hunter Brown's going to shove. You want him to shove. I know you do some slide. He might. I can't take it. I can't take first pitch innings. And I love Chelly. I can't take the 2 biggest stolen base guys and pair them together and hopefully one of them steals. I can't do it. But what I can do is I can take Chas McCormick because that, some slight, I bet he could get behind that. Giovanni, an Astros fan, some slight, I bet you can get behind Chas McCormick. So here's the lay. It's disgusting, but I'm playing it. All right. Prize Picks. Everyone get out their Prize Picks apps. If you have yet to download, you know the drill. Code just baseball. Corp ad. Do it. Okay. Chris Bassett, Taco. Sure. We're taking his under 5Ks. Sure. Yeah. I bet. No way. Where is it? Did they take his regular line off? You're kidding me. Stop. They took his regular line off, people. We're taking his under fantasy score. I don't care. Chris Bassett. I am taking your under fantasy score. Don't care. Doing it. What am I supposed to do? Chat, do we have a better option? We're taking his under. They took it off the board. We're taking his under fantasy. How else do we play it? What do? We take his under fantasy and we say goodnight. All right. What? Yeah, give me a second. I'm just gonna lock it in. So we're taking Cutter Crawford over 4.5 Ks. Cutter throws a cutter and his name's Cutter. Kind of cool. Nobody's talking about that. I'm the only one who thinks that's funny. No one ever's like, "Oh, Peter, nice joke. Cutter Crawford, his name's Cutter." Or you know what I'm saying? All right, Jack Sawinski. So we got Chris Bassett under his fantasy score. We got Cutter Crawford over 4.5 Ks. We got Jack Sawinski. Jack Sawinski over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. He's got a walk square. It's kind of cool. That's weird. Jaime Barria. Where are you, Barria? Barria, come out to play. Yep, 3.5 Ks. Give me that. And then Brandon Williamson. I hate this square so much, and it's going to hit. Brandon Williamson, 4.5 Ks. Oh, wait, that's only. Oh, and Chas McCormick, Javon's play. So Chas McCormick over. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we got a free square. All right, we got a free entry. More. There's so many mores in this, and a Chris Bassett less. Your free 6-pick entry is being applied. Place entry. Producer Coney, you want to take the phone? We got a free entry, ladies and gentlemen. Might as well take advantage. Look at that shit. Give him a little scroll for the people. Chris Bassett, less than 29.5 fantasy. You're the taco, you're getting destroyed. I'm going to war against you again. Cutter Crawford, more than 4.5 strikeouts. Jack Sawinski, more than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Jaime Barria, more than 3.5 pitcher strikeouts. We got Brandon Williamson with no face. He's going way over his Ks somehow. No idea that's going to happen. And then we have Chas McCormick, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Javon's final piece. Take us home. Ladies and gentlemen, what a stream. What a stream. We got some good new faces. Appreciate you guys. All right. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, like we always are, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Shout out Shelly for coming on. Shout out Some Slight. It's a baller name, by the way. We'll talk to you guys soon, all right? But we have to remember one thing. It's not gambling advice. Peace out, everybody.